Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Kurt, aka the Vitruvian Gamer, and I'm here with a new playthrough, a solo playthrough, and this time we're playing Lost Ruins of Arnak by Min and Elwin, and published by CGE Check It Games Edition. This game was one of the most hyped games, I think, for Spiel Digital this year, 2020, and it has a solo mode, so hey, that's cool for me. So I thought I would show you this. Now, first of all, this is not an easy game to film because the board is long. You don't see everything. There is a part underneath here where all the resources are, and tiles with guardians and island tiles as well that you can discover, the sites. But and some assistants as well, a couple of piles of these assistants. But I'm not even showing everything on the top there, so it's very difficult to get everything in one picture. It's a long board. I'm not a fan of these long boards, but I understand because of the graphic design. But still, I'm not sure. Maybe they could have done it differently because this is really hard to play and definitely hard to film. Anyway, besides that, this game looks gorgeous. That's for sure. Okay, so solo mode. What's the difference? I'm not going to go completely into setup. We have items there. We have the staff there, which denotes which round it is, and every time it moves up, we get more artifacts, the blue cards, and we get less items, the other ones. Then we have the island, of course. We have idols on every nearby island. They're not as far as these ones. These are a little bit further, but there are two idols, one face up, one face down. And what else do we have here? Because we're playing solo, this is a little bit the setup of a two-player game. We put these tokens on the two boot icons on these sides here. These are the base actions that you can do in a solo mode, and in a two-player game you only have one spot on each side. If you play three players, you have a couple of them randomly put like this, and in a four-player game you can use them all. Below, out of the picture, there is all the resources, the tablets, the arrowheads, and the gems, the gold, and the compasses. There we go. All right, so what else is new? Well, not new, but we also put random tokens here, which gives us bonuses if we get there first. These are two random face down tokens as well. And besides that, we have a star deck with 4 cards that's in each star deck, plus 2 fear cards, which are also out of the image. That's the starting deck, 6 cards. And then we have this here, and now this is the most important thing. So we have our 2 workers here. We're playing yellow against every other meeple or worker that's in the game. So all the 3 other colors are there. This is our AI, this is our rival expedition, and they have these cardboard tokens here. And what happens is you have 5 of these basic ones without a border. As you can see, there are 5 in total in there. And then you can choose your level. So there are 5 different ones with the border here. And you have a green and a red version of each. Now the green one is easy version and the red one is a little bit harder. And you can make it as difficult as you want. You have level 0 to 5 actually. If you don't use any red ones, you're playing the easy mode. If you use all 5 of the red ones, you're playing the most difficult level. I only played this once solo so far with all green. So I decided this time I'm going to use 2 reds. I chose them randomly, and we have these 2 here. So these will be a little bit more difficult for me to do. So you shuffle all the basics and the 5 other ones together. So also the ones in red you take, that's the ones you take out in green. The green version of that goes out of the game, and you place it right over here. Okay, and that's about it. There are maybe some more things. I'm, as I said, not going to go too much into the setup. All right, so let's get started. So what's the goal? Well, score victory points. There's a bunch of ways to do so. Where can we score points? Well, we can score points by going to islands, and there will be guardians there. We can defeat the guardians, which would score us points. We can go on this track here, the expedition here, the research track. That's a very important way to score points as well. those idols that we get, they are worth 3 points each. And besides that, every item and every artifact is also worth some points as well. But in the end, I think the most points are to be earned, here on the track here and with the guardians and the idols. So how does that work? Well, first of all, we have a starting hand of 5 cards. There we are. So as you can see, we have 2 fear cards. These are not great. They're worth -1 point at the end of the game for each one that I still have. But they don't have an action. But they do have a boot, which still can be used to pay to go to certain spots on the board. These are the basic action cards. This can also be used as transportation with a ship or a car, as you can see, or for a free quick action to get money or to get a compass. All right, that's it. That's our starting hand, 5 cards. We also have 2 workers, because there's also a little bit worker placement here in this game. And for now, that's going to be it. So what will happen is the rival expedition, they will always be starting player. And what they will do is they will flip over the top token of their board. And they're going to say what they're going to do. Now, in this case, they're going to put the worker on a spot, a site on the island that gives a gem. Now, how do you choose that? Well, in the beginning of the game, it's very easy. There's only these 5 spots here. So first round, they don't have that much choice. So they're going to place a worker on this spot because this is the spot that gives a gem. So that's what they do. In the future, you will see that they will have a certain way of choosing which spot if there are multiple locations that give gems. But that's it. This spot now is filled up. I cannot go there anymore. So I will not be able to get a gem that easy. Okay, so what's the plan? So what do we want to do? We could buy items. So in your turn, you can do 1 main action, or you can do as many as you want of the free actions. Free actions normally are depicted by a lightning symbol. It's like playing this card for the gold is a free action. Some of the assistants that you can get have free actions. Well, most of them, that's free action. But buying a card, that's a main action. Going to a site, that's a main action. These are sites as well. What else do we have? Do we have other main actions? Yeah, going on this track here, that's a main action as well. So now I have to choose what I want to do. So where will I put my first focus? And I forgot to give myself stuff, by the way. I'm a 2nd player in this game, so that I will get a gold and a compass for that. Why? Because that's the rule. Okay, so we already have 1 gold, 1 compass. In order to go to an island site, a new one, to discover it, we need 3 of those compass symbols, and we need the right symbol of the spot where we want to go. So do we already want to go there? Now, in order to get on this track here, we need to pay the spot where we want to go. So a little bit out of picture, I have one of these tokens, and I've got the journal as well. And for that token to go to the next spot, I will have to pay this or this. Now, for the go there, I will have to pay a gem. There, an arrow. So I could go here if I have an arrow, and I can get an arrow right here. Let's see. I cannot get a lot more of the compasses. Although there is a way. Maybe I should just now go for an arrowhead. Go here, because if I go here, I will get a reward of the I forgot the words of this token here, and I would get 1 gold. And maybe I can use that gold to buy something, because there are some cards for sale, of course. And I see a couple of interesting ones, especially this one here will in the future allow me to buy artifacts for way cheaper, so that's interesting. That one next to it might be interesting for the beginning of the game to get me some gold quickly. So yeah, now the other ones are okay as well. Discard a card, draw a card, and remove a card from a game, or remove a card from a game and get a tablet, which is a little bit higher in the hierarchy of difficult items to get. But I think I'm going to try to start by getting... I really want this one, the 4-1, because I know that in the deck of the rival expedition, there is a token that will let him buy the most expensive card. And that's the one that I want. But that costs 4 gold. Now I do have 1 gold already. I have 2 in my hand as well, so that's 3. And if I go here, I get the 4th one. So I still could do it, but it will cost me some turns, and in that time he might still take it. But it's still worth it. If not, then I will buy something else that will help me in the future. But I think I'm going to play my boot here, 1 boot. And if you play a card, it just goes into your play area. So it doesn't go to your discard pile immediately, because actually your play area is your discard pile. More on that later. So that's a boot that I pay. I'm using that to pay for a boot, and as you can see, these spots here, they all cost a boot to go to. So I'm going to send my worker to this spot here with the arrow, and that gives me an arrow. So I got an arrowhead here. There we go. And that's the main action. Now I could still use these cards to get the tokens that I want, but maybe he does something that would change my plan. So we'll see. I'm not going to do anything, so it's back to him. And they're going to take an arrow. Now, there are no free spots anymore on sites that give arrows. There's only one at this moment. He cannot go there, so he doesn't go there. That's it. He doesn't do anything. So that's interesting. So I'm going to do a main action now. I'm going to pay that arrowhead and that compass that I have. And I'm going to advance my research marker. Now, there's a second marker, the journal, but thematically you're researching and then you're writing down your research in your notebook here. And so this one can never pass the other one. So that means we are going to go like this. With this one, we get the bonus here of 1 gold. So we'll take that for sure. And that's about it. That's what I'm going to do. So there's a reward for this one, and there's a reward for your journal as well. Okay, so that's my turn. We go back to the rival, and the rival, he will... Oh, there we go. Dang. As if he knows what we're planning to do. So this token means he is getting the most expensive item. Oh, the item that's worth the most points. I'm sorry. Oh, great. So we're still lucky, because the one that we want is worth 1 point, but there are 2 cards that are worth 2. So he's going to take one of those 2. Now, how will he choose that? Because there are 2. Well, then we look at the top token on his player board here, and the arrow is pointing left, so he will take the left one of those 2. So that one gets taken and replaced by a new card. So there was an opening here. We slide everything to the left, and then we place a new card there. So we have a fishing boat now waiting for us. This card here goes on his player board. He will score the points at the end of the game. So that's 2 points for the rival. Okay, so we are still good to get that big card here, and hopefully that card will help us a couple of times in the future. So first, what we will do is we play 2 free actions, just these 2 cards to get 2 gold. There we go. And then we pay the 2 new gold and the 2 gold that we already had. This is our main action. We pay 4 and we will buy the watch. No, not the watch, the precision compass. And there it is. This is hopefully a card that will help us in the future. What happens when you buy an item? Well, normally in most deck building games, you put them in your discard pile. In this case, you put them on the bottom of your draw pile. There we go. We know that we're going to draw that card next round. So that's interesting. Let's hope we get a great artifact to buy. All right, we still have 2 cards left. We still have a worker left, but we'll see. First, our opponent is going to get the lowest point valued artifact. That's the symbol for artifact. So again, he's going to take that card because there's not another one, and we were going to replace it. There it is. So that's another point for him at the end of the game. All right, so back to us. We don't have a lot that we can do anymore at this moment in time. We don't have any resources left. So I cannot go anywhere besides using the boot to go to one of these 3 leftover spots. One gives me 2 compasses. That's interesting. Then I have 3 compasses, and then next round I could be able to go to an island. The other one gives me 2 gold, which is also not bad. Maybe I can get the fishing rod, which is kind of the same as the one we just bought, but for items, so we could buy more cheaper items. The automobile gives 2 compasses, which is also not too shabby at all. But do I really want to do that? Maybe I want to go to an island next time. Or I could get 2 tablets, which would help me getting here at a certain moment, which is also not too bad. I think for now I'm going to use the boot to place my worker to pay to go to this spot. I'm going to go here and get 2 compasses. 1, 2, there we go. And then I'm going to, well, it doesn't have any use not to pause, so I'm going to still do my free action to get another compass. And there we go, and that's it. So my turn is done. Rival goes to the gold space, so they're taking their worker, putting it here. I don't have anything to do anymore. There's not an action that I can pay for. I do have enough compasses to go to an island to discover a tile, but I don't have a card to pay for the car or the ship. So I cannot do anything, so my action will be passing. That's it. And sadly enough, the opponent, they will keep playing until they went through all of their actions. So first, he's going to take the spot with the compass, which doesn't do anything. Then he will also go to the spot with the tablets. There we go. Next, he will go to... Okay, so this time, he's going to try to defeat a guardian on a spot where he is. There are no guardians yet, so if that's not happening, then they will research. So again, they're also going to go with their token to the next spot. But again, there's 2 choices, left or right. So again, we look at the top token here, and the arrow points left, so they're going left as well. That's how it works. As you can see, this is the easy version, the green one, and this says in round 5, if this gets drawn, it doesn't activate. So that's the difference. If you have the red one, it does. All right, next is, all right, so this is also important. We're going to check which round it is, round 1. They're going to explore a new site of level 1 and put a guardian there. So, all right, interesting. So let's do that. So he will draw the top token of the island tiles, and well, he is going to place it on the bottom row somewhere. Now, where will he place it? Well, we have the arrow again to the right, so he will take this one, put it right here. So we have a new island tile. This one, the idol, goes on his player board, and he will put it on the spot with the same symbol as the idol itself. Now, if he already has that one, it will go on the -1 spot there. That doesn't mean that it's worth -1. That means it's worth 1 less. So that's important. So we put it here. There we go. That's 3 points for him again. And we also put a worker here because he went there. And we also place a guardian. We take one of these tiles, we flip it, and we place it on top of it. Now, more about those when we meet one as well. But that's how it gets placed. And that's the action. All right. And the next one is... There we go. Research. So he will research again. Now, he has 2 choices again, left or right, because they're connected. Where will he go? Well, we're out of tokens there, so we just flip the deck and we look at the bottom card. So it's pointing right, so he's going to go right. There is a token here. He's first, so he's just going to remove it. He doesn't get resources or anything, but he will remove them. Also, this is a red one. So as you can see, now this only difference is, I believe, that this happens in round 5 as well, and normally it doesn't with the green one. He's going to take the assistant, the top assistant of the supply of the highest pile. Now again, they're equally high. There are 4 of them each in every pile. So he's going to take again the one of the arrow, the right one. So this one is gone. So it just removes it from the game as well. Doesn't use assistance. And then we discard this token as well. And that ends this round. So what happens at the end of a round? A couple of things. First of all, we take all the cards that we played. We shuffle them. So this is very important because sometimes you can forget this or do it differently. So you shuffle these and you place them at the bottom of your deck. So that's a big difference with most deck building games. Then we take all these tiles here of our opponent, shuffle them, and they will go on the new draw pile, like this. All right, what else do we do? Well, we bring everybody home. So our 2 workers, they come home. Now, there is normally a rule. Well, there is a rule that if you come home from a site with a Guardian, you will get a fear card. Now, in this case, and I think that happens first, even before reshuffling your play area, because the fear card gets shuffled in as well. But the opponent here, he will go back from a place with a Guardian, but they don't get fear cards. So they're safe, which is kind of not honest, right? Yeah. All right, so what else do we do? Not a lot anymore. We are going to move the time marker, the staff, 1 spot to the right, so we can have round 2 there. And like this, round 2. First, we remove the 2 cards next to the staff, so those get removed. We move the token right, and we replace everything that needs to be replaced. Okay, so we got 2 new artifacts, and the right one is researching with a discount of an arrow or 2 tablets. So I think I kind of want to go for that one. I draw my 5 cards, and I do know that I was going to get this one here, and this is hopefully the first action that I can do to get that artifact. Well, not the first one maybe, I will explain soon. Alright, so first we have our opponent. That's the first player, always. He will take the most point valued item, which is, wow, the automobile is worth 3 points. So he will take that and we will replace that card. That's 3 points, folks. Wow, and that's a big difference between these two. This is a big one. This one lets him buy the most point card, while the green one will buy him the lowest point card, and that's a huge difference. That's a big difference. Oh boy. Okay, so but it's our turn. So I do want to buy that artifact, but I'm not going to yet, because and if you buy an artifact, you get to use it once immediately for free, and it gives me a discount of 2 tablets or an arrow. So maybe I do want to go here. A little bit cheaper, but that's a long way. I could also get a tablet and then use it for here, and I think I'm going to do that first. So I want to go and get a tablet. Now, also important, now from this moment on, this site is also available for everyone. It has been discovered, so you don't have to pay this cost, but you can use the cost here, a boat, which can also be paid by a plane, by the way, to go here, get the action, so draw a card, get an arrow. But the Guardian, you can also try to defeat the Guardian then. But I don't think I will. Although he might go and defeat the Guardian. Although, no, he probably won't, but we'll see. So I think I'm just going to spend my boot, pay that boot of the fear card, and walk this way, talk this way, to get 2 tablets. There we go. Awesome. I could also get the arrowhead, but I don't think that's... no, I think I'm good for now. All right, so get 2 of those tokens here. Okay, let's do the next thing. That's turn of the opponent. they will research and again remove an assistant from the highest pile. So, and as you can see, they only have one token. They don't have a notebook, apparently. So there's no choice here. They will have to go here. And they will remove one of the 2 assistants on the 2 highest piles. So left or right? Right. So they're removing this one, which I'm really sad about because I really wanted this one, honestly. But that's gone. So, but there's a good one in its place now. It's got to change by this. And this is a pretty interesting one because once each round you can use this as a free action to spin the boot. So maybe a fear card to get an arrow. So I think that might be an interesting one to get as well. But we're not there yet. First thing we will do is now we have a different option, of course. So what I could do is get the artifact and move here by paying 1 tablet because I will have a discount. Now the sad news is the token here is gone already. So going here might be more fun to do. So I could also pay the other cost. Let's go down a little bit. I could also use the artifact to have the discount of an arrow and only pay the compass, and that gets me that assistant, and that might be a good idea, even though it's not worth that many points. Moving this token is worth way more points than moving this one, and he's already way ahead, but I still think it might be a good thing to do. So I'm going to I'm going to spend this card here, buy an artifact with a discount of 3, including the top card of the art deck. So I could draw the top card of the deck and try to get something better, but I think I'm just going to get, although it's not that expensive, right? Wow, it's only cost 2, so I'm wasting a discount here there. Ah, boy. But I do want that assistant, so I think I will still do that. I'm going to get this card. Okay, there it is. And well, as you can see, normally it will cost me a tablet to activate this power. But the cool thing is, when you buy it, you get this action for free once. So it doesn't go at the bottom of your deck. It goes, you use it and it goes into your play area to get shuffled in at the end of the round. So I will be able to research with a discount. So I'm going to pay 1 compass and I'm going to move my notebook here, which allows me to get this tile here. I'm going for this one. So this is one of my 2 assistants that I can have. There's a spot on the board for it, and I can use it once each round. So that's interesting. But for now, let's go to the rival, and the rival is going to take gold. Now this time again, we look at every side to see where he can get gold, and there's only 1 spot so far. So you're going there, and that's it. Back to me now. Now I think I still want to go discover stuff. And it will cost me 3 compasses, so I only have 2, so I will have to use this card to get 3. And also you have to use a vehicle. And let's see what's interesting. So if we go somewhere, we get something out of it. Now, here I could get one more tablet, but that one allows me to upgrade the tablet to an arrow or an arrow to a gem. Oh boy, I really wanted to have a gem, but I don't have an arrow. So that's too sad, and I cannot get an arrow somewhere. So I think we'll have to go here if I want to go there at this moment. But we'll see. So I'm going to pay a compass to get me 1 more compass. Pay 2 more, and then of course we're going to use transportation. This time we use a boat. There we go, and we place a worker here. We get the idol. We get to do the action as well. So, and we place it, we cannot see it very well. Let's take that board here for now. So if you get a token here, one of those idols, you just place it on your player board. There are spots that fit for these ones. Well, as a free action, you can put one of your gained idols on the first spot on the left to do one of these actions. Now, at the end of the game, you get points for each uncovered place here, and they get more and more valuable. So if I use this, it's -1 point at the end of the game. But you can do some interesting stuff. Get a gem, for example, and that might be still a good idea to do. So that's very important to remember that you can do that if you want. So, but we're getting a tile. We're getting, okay, oh boy. So we're here now, and what we'll get is a fear card, sadly enough, a tablet and a gem. So that's, well, that's pretty cool, a gem. So there we go. Also, we get the Guardian. Wow, okay, so it costs 2 gold and an arrow to beat this one. All right. Okay, so let's take that fear card. This goes into our player area. So that's -1 point, sadly enough. And if we don't get that Guardian defeated, well, then we get 1 more. So that's not really good. But anyway, we do get the rest of our reward as well, of course, which is this. Nice. All right. And I forgot to change my tablet to the arrowhead. Okay, so we do have an arrowhead, but we are short gold. We need 2 gold to defeat that monster. I only have 1 in my hand, so I don't think we'll be able to do that. But let's see what the rival expedition does. They're going to a spot with a compass, where they will get a compass. So there's only 1 again on the board, because this doesn't give a compass. This is what you have to pay to defeat the Guardian. So he will go right over there. Okay, back to us. And now I have to make some decisions, right? So I don't have the gold the gold needed to get. I could use the idol here, and then I could get a gold and a compass. But then I don't have the arrowhead anymore to go here, but that's not that bad because I can use the gem to go there. Oh, interesting. So maybe I should. Let's do it. It cost me 1 point to get a compass and a gold. There we go. That's a free action. And then we will... What were we going to do again? I could also buy cards, by the way, but now let's defeat the Guardian for now, right? Or should I buy a card? The fear cards, they're not fun either because they mess up your deck quite a bit. So I could defeat the Guardian. I could also leave it alone and buy a card. Maybe the watch that gives us 2 gold when we play it, which is not too bad. Or the discount one still, but... Oh, the gold is also interesting. Yeah. Oh, the Guardian though is worth 5 points. Yeah, let's just take the gold, pay 2 gold, and the arrowhead to defeat this nasty little thing. They're all kind of like bugs, big, huge, giant bugs. Now, if you get one of these, you put them face up next to your player board, because once in the game you can use this and flip it in order to get whatever this says, in this case a card to, well, go to a certain spot on the island. So that's cool. And that's it. We defeated it. They're always, even if they're not turned to this side, they're always worth 5 points, by the way. All right, so we go to our rival, and our rival goes to a spot with a tablet. So let's take one of these cards, and there's only one, and that's where I am. So not doing anything. Awesome. You cannot go there either, where I get the tablet as well, but because I'm there as well. Okay, it's back to us, and we still have a gem, and we're going to pay that gem in order to go here. Now the good thing is we get a compass, and we get another compass. So we get 2 compasses, which brings us to a total of 3 again. So we might be able to do some more expeditions next round. Okay, that was my action. So we go to the rival again. Okay, so again we look and we go to round 2. That's where we are, and they're not going to put a Guardian there. We're only going to put a new site there. And where will they do it? As low as possible. and the left one, as you can see, the most left available one. So they're going to take this idol, they're going to place this here, and place the idol on their board, and place their worker on their spot. All right. So in the future, I can go there to get 2 compasses or to buy the most, well, to buy an item for free. Wow, okay. That might be interesting, just to get 3 points. If there's an item of 3 points, of course. Okay, back to us. We still have 3 compasses, but sadly enough, no more workers. So I cannot do anything there. I also forgot that I could use this, and that's stupid. That's a stupid thing that I did. Although I used the money for something else, but still, it's a wasted round. You only have 5 rounds, and actually 4 rounds with this guy to use, so that's a little bit sad. But I'm going to pass, so that means our opponent will keep playing. So they're taking the lowest value artifact, which is the War Mask, worth 1 point. Put it into his pile of cards. All right, next, go to a spot with a gem, which is not important because I cannot do anything anymore. And then 2 more, go to an arrow spot. And last but not least, he's going to defeat a guardian where he has a worker. Now he's here, but there's no guardian there. So instead, he's going to research. All right, so again, he's going up 3 options. He's going to pick between 2 of them, and he's going to go for the right one apparently. So he's going that way, removing this one. That's already worth 6 points for him where he is. So that's, it might be a little bit painful, slowly but surely. Okay, so first what we do is we get our workers back. So he's taking everyone home again. He's gathered quite a lot of people. Now the good news is we're 2 rounds in and he didn't defeat 1 single guardian yet, because they were 5 points each. So that's where he's failing at this moment. He did buy a couple of cards already, and he's ahead on the track here as well, but it's okay. So we're coming back. We don't leave a guardian behind, so we don't get a fear card. That's cool. So we can just shuffle our cards that we played and the artifact also that we gained and used, and shuffle, and put them back on the bottom of our deck. Happened a few times where I shuffled the entire deck, and that's a little bit silly, but it's not too hard to set straight. All right, again, we remove the 2 cards next to the staff there and slide everything where needed and replace as well. We also reshuffle our deck for our opponent. All right, the most important of shuffling this is to put the Guardian Catching card before the Explore card. But you don't know, of course, because that's the painful thing. All right, there we go. We're ready for a new round. We're ready for a new episode, because I'm going to stop right here. If you want to see how this turns out, well, I advise you to go and watch part 2 as soon as it goes online. And well, I hope you're enjoying this playthrough. If you saw any rule goofs, then let me know in the comments below. If you like what you see, give a thumbs up, subscribe, or spread the word. And again, thank you for watching. See you all next time on the island of Arnak. See you soon. Bye bye.